Just 1 week after Trump removed protections for transgender students in public schools, Yelp has announced that they are implementing a new tool on their platform that will allow users to find gender-neutral bathrooms in their area. Now, there are some other third-party apps like REFUGE Restrooms that allow transgender members to find bathrooms that are safe and accessible for all genders. But this is the first time that an app that is so widely used like Yelp is implementing such a feature. Now, the company released a statement on their blog saying that Yelp will collect this information from users and business owners in 2 ways. We will begin asking users who check into or review businesses like restaurants and retail shops if those establishments offer restrooms that are gender neutral. Additionally, business owners can edit the gender neutral restrooms attributed for their business user accounts. So this is a really great move, obviously, in the wake of Trump removing those protections for a lot of transgender people who often will not drink water. They will dehydrate themselves on purpose to avoid these sorts of issues, and who will often hold their urine for long periods of times. They have a really high risk of getting UTIs and things like that. So this is a really great move by Yelp that is offering this feature for their members, and I applaud them for doing so.
I don't know whether you've noticed, but at least here in LA, just in the last 4 months, I'm making that time period up. Maybe 4 weeks, but I mean now 3 of the last 5 restaurants I've gone to have gender neutral bathrooms. Like all of a sudden, just there's 2 bathrooms and they just say restroom.
Cleaner? Are they cleaner? Now they're gender neutral? Because women have to go in them?
Right, and there's only
boys' rooms are gross.
Right, there's only an upside for us for them doing this is that the bathrooms will perhaps be cleaner. But I don't know. I'm just that is I have no data to back it up, but observationally, I would say that has started to happen here. That restaurants are just taking away the idea of men and women, and you can go into either bathroom.
I think that's the solution. And it's cool.
Well, you can do it at people's houses. I'm not over at your house. Well, if you'd never invited me over, but
I wouldn't do that.
But I mean, I don't think you'd be like, I don't say, where's the men's room when I'm at your house?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
That is a construct we've created.
That's right.
The iconography on them was created. It wasn't like when at the dawn of man there was a dress thing and a pants thing.
Right.
But you have to think of Middle America, the South, other places that aren't as liberal as the great state of California. And the problem is you're gonna have, I think this is a great idea from Yelp, and kudos to Yelp for coming up with this idea. Yeah, you're gonna have the trolls and the guys who, maliciously look to sort out and mess with these type of installations and saying, oh, it's gender friendly just to get you to go there and harass you, things like that. At the most extreme, that may happen, but hopefully you'll have a larger percentage of people that just, help others to feel comfortable in where they're going.
Yeah. Restrooms, regardless of if they're gender neutral or not, like if someone that you identify as a pervy trans person walks into the bathroom, like it's still illegal for them to grope you. There's so many things that even if they're allowed to use the same bathroom as you, they're not allowed to do. So everything that you're complaining about that you think is enabled by by allowing trans people to use that bathroom, all the things you're afraid of are still illegal if they do them. If they touch you, otherwise what? I mean, I don't know how many times I'm washing my hands and people are looking at my genitals. Like that's
no, it doesn't happen. And so much of those stories and the fears about that are just made up, right? I think that is fake news, frankly. But I think the bigger issue here is that all of these religious people and Republicans who want to act against these sorts of access for transgender people pretend that they're pro-life, but apparently that doesn't extend to after a child is born. Right. Trans students have a 50% rate of attempted suicide. And that is compared to a 4.6% compared to the general public. That is astonishing, that is terrifying, and that comes from having an increased rate of having anxiety and depressive disorders for not feeling accepted and welcomed in your communities. So doing a bathroom, having a gender neutral bathroom, it could be a single bathroom, it could be whatever bathroom, it doesn't really matter, that saves lives. And so if that's gonna be your platform to be pro-life, this is a move that you want to take.
Did you guys see the Independent Spirit Awards? The afternoon before the Oscars, the Saturday afternoon.
Got a season pass. I always have it recorded.
Anyway, it's a good show, and they give it to a bunch of independent movies, of which some are also Oscar nominated. Manchester by the Sea, independent. But John Mulaney and Nick Kroll hosted it, and their 9.5 minutes to open the show is just simply worth watching. They crushed it. They were fantastic. But among the things that was said about Trump's order was because, as you said, referencing the people who might come in to take advantage of this, the odds of people who get abused in public bathrooms are transgender people. Transgender people aren't doing the abusing. So it's that is fake news. This has been completely turned around by the right. But those guys just pointed out, they're doing their opening, and they're like, Trump issued this executive order, and they were like, thank God. Because transgender children have just had it too good for too long. And it's absurd that we are talking about it in the context of protecting us from dangerous transgender people when it's the other way around.
And just go meet one. Just go talk to someone. That's the thing is, yes, it's terrifying because of everything that you're thinking right now. You're trapped in your own mind and in your own preconceived notions, which are wrong. It's okay to admit that you're wrong. Go meet one. Go watch a video that's like trans man uses bathroom. And it's someone who, when you look at them, looks like a dude with a beard. And then you have to reevaluate whether you think that it's inappropriate for that person with a beard to walk into a men's room. Just get over it.
You can help hire investigative reporters that'll chase down stories no one else will. Be the media. TYTnetwork.com/go.